Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. This is a solution for exercise 2 here, which you will find in your practical section of your course. Before you continue on this video, I hope that you watched my 2 videos that I have posted for you in the theoretical section in week 10 earlier. I put these 2 videos here. One of them is about table joins, and the other one here about subqueries. So before you watch this solution for this exercise, you need to watch these 2 videos to get yourself familiar with these concepts: table joins and subquery. Table joins, which is joining more than one table, the 2 tables or more together. Subquery means a query inside of another query. So please, if you did not watch these 2 videos and you don't understand the table joins and subqueries, you need to stop this video and go there to these 2 videos. Watch them, try to practice with them first, and then come back to look for this solution. This solution, as I mentioned, I'm gonna put it here in this link, SQL exercise 2, right here under this. You will find it. So basically, it is about table joins and subqueries. It says table joins or joining tables, but it is about mostly table joins and subqueries, which is already explained, as I mentioned in my previous videos. Let me try to quickly do these commands here. Find the e-name and salary of employees in Chicago. So here find the name and salary of employees in Chicago. Okay, let us first try to display all data from employee. Alright, this is the data from employee, and look at the question. The question says find the name, that is mean e-name, and salary, that means sal, e-name and sal, of employees in Chicago. Okay, how do I know who is in Chicago and who is in Dallas and who is in New York? I cannot know from this table. The information is in a different table, which is the department table. If you put select all from department, you will see that. You will see that this location is New York, Chicago, Dallas, and Boston. So how do I get employee name and salary and Chicago in one statement? I can do that only through what is called table joins, or joining table together. I mentioned in my video that you need to join the table through what is called primary key foreign key relationship. So if I try to select these 3 things, e-name and salary and location, from what? Here I have to use from department and employee, and both of them. But I mentioned that it is better to use an alias, a table alias, to refer to the department with the letter D and to refer to the employee with the letter E. So select e-name, salary, and location from department D, employee E. This is important because in the where clause you can say where D dot department number equal E dot department number. Okay, this will give you exact match like this. 14 guys working in different places, they have in different salaries. But they said Chicago. They need only for the Chicago. So I have to have another condition, and location equal Chicago. And this one will only give me those employees with their name, salaries, and location, Chicago only. So this solution for the first statement. The second one, they said join the department table to the employee table and show them in department number order. So let me do the same statement as before. Let me put the question on top here. I'm going to do the same thing, except I'm going to remove this, but I'm going to put order by what? Department number. However, if I put department number like that, it's going to give me column ambiguously defined. Why column ambiguously defined? Because since you use table alias here, that means you don't want to use the table name anymore. You use the table alias. You have to put D here, so such that you are telling your Oracle engine that I am using department number from department table, because department number is found in both tables, in employee table and department table. So you can use d.department number or e.department number, but you have to use a table alias like that. If you don't have a table alias, mention the table name. Yani if you don't have table alias, no problem with that. Use here department dot department number equal employee dot department number, and here department dot department number. So no problem with that at all. There is no need for table alias, but it is better to have table alias, specifically if the table's names are very long. Alright, let me move on to the third question, which is what we call outer joins. But in this question, outer joins, let me just tell you something, what is outer join? Outer join will allow you to display data that the matching values and also non-matching values. What are the matching values and non-matching values? So for example, let me look at this statement, and please look at the department numbers. Let me put department number here, d.department number. Okay, now I would like you to look at the department number, please. You see 14 guys, right? 14 guys, but you see the department numbers here? What are these department numbers? They are 10, either 10 or 20 or 30. Department number 40 is not mentioned. Why is not mentioned? Because I don't have any employees working in that department. Department is empty. Nobody is working in that department. Okay. All right. So, do I have a department 40? Yes. How do I know that? I know that because if I select all from department, I know that I have a department called operations located in Boston. It is 40, but there is no employee working in that department. So when I try to match the two tables together through joining condition here, this will not give me department 40 simply because there is nobody working in that department. So now what is the outer joins? The outer joins is to give you the matching record and non-matching record. Yani those who are working in a department that with employees working in them, and department that they don't have employees working in them. And simply you need to use a plus sign here. Plus, if you put plus sign here, this will give you not 14 rows, it will give you 15 rows. What is the 15th one? The 15th one is number 40. This one here, which is department number 40. They don't have any employee working. They don't have any salaries, but it is located in Boston. So it will give you one more. So it's called after joins. We're using a plus sign. This by the way, this question answer this 2.4, because the only difference is that they need an order by. List all departments that have employees, but those departments do not have employees. This answers this question actually. But to answer this question, list all departments that do not have employees using order join and null. For the null value, I'm gonna actually use the e name in those employees are null. So in this question, for example, I would like to use. I have this question already. I think stored, so that I cannot type it again. Let me just copy it here. Okay, I'd like to copy and paste that question. Question number 2.4. List all departments that have employees plus those departments that do not have employees. Yeah, department that do not have employees is 40, as I have seen earlier. Okay, this one. Okay, this one, department number 40, called operations. There is nobody here working in that. But for this question number 2.3, list all departments that do not have any employees. Yani they mean department number 40, which is this one. They don't have any employees. So the resultant of this query is going to be only one row, which is this one. Department number 40, department name is operations, job, nothing, employee, nothing. To do this, simply you just need to add an e-name is null. That means they don't have any e-name on them. Yani this department, the after joins, use after joins plus the null value. So this is question number 2.3 here for this section. List all employees that do not have any employees. So the employees is null. So there is only one department that do not have employees, and this department is in department number 40. So use after joins and null. After joins is to use a plus sign. Null is to use is null in this section. Moving on to 2.5, this one, and this question. This question here, find all the employees that earn more than Jones. Use temporary tables to abbreviate table names. Okay, here you need to use table subquery. You need to use a subquery. So I can use, let me try this. Select ename, sal, job from emp, wire, sal less than, greater than, select sal from emp wire ename equal Jones. These three guys, they get more than Jones, but when they said use temporary tables to abbreviate table names, they want to use employee table here as a recursive table. Recursive table means a table joined to itself. How you join a table to itself? You join a table to itself by pretending that this table is actually two tables. So you use emp and emp, from emp and then again emp. But here you use x for this one and y for this one, or e1 for this one and e2 for this one. So use table alias to abbreviate the tables. And here also try to get the employees that earn more than Jones, and also Jones information as well. So I have this a statement that I already put here to solve this question, which is select ename. I use distinct because I don't want to repeat these guys again, because the salary of Jones will be repeated many times with this query. So ename x is a alias for the first table emp dot ename x dot sal x dot job from emp x emp e, and then in the while clause you join the table you join x table and y table through a common field. A common field is mgr. Yani mgr manager number is the same as employee number in the same table. Yani this table, employee table, is a recursive table such that the manager number is also the same as employee number. Yani the manager number is repeated many times because those employees they have managers. So every time the manager number is the number of the manager, which is the employee number in the same table. And sal x dot sal greater than, they said more than Jones. So in order to get the salary of Jones, you have to select it from the table by using select sal from emp y ename equal Jones here. This is a subquery which is a query inside a query. How do I know John's salary? I have to select it from the employee table. Yani this is by itself. If you execute this statement by itself, it will give you select sal from emp y ename equal Jones. If you just executed this by itself, you will know that John's salary is 29.75. But you don't do this separately. You have to use it as a part of the subquery. So you have to you select this salary from the employee table such that the employee name is actually Jones. So you'll find that these three employees, they earn more than Jones. Yeah, they earn more than Jones. Jones' salary is 29.75, but these guys, they earn 5,000, 3,000. Their salary is more than Jones. So in 2.6, this question here, for each employee whose salary exceeds their manager's salary, list the names and salary and manager's name and salary. For this one, let me try this statement. For each employees whose salary exceeds their manager's salary. Yeah, they need the employees who their salary is more than their manager's salary. Yani they get money more than their managers. They need you to list the employee name and the salary and the manager name as well. To do this, you have to also join the table employee to itself through a table alias. Here, instead of x or y, I just used two other table aliases, which is manager and employee. So manager and employee, so that I can join the manager.employee number equal employee.manager number. This is a common field through which I join this table to itself. But here in the select list, I put employee.employee name. What is employee here? Employee means is the table alias for this one. And then I use a column alias so that in the column title here, you don't see ename, you will see employee name, and also you will see employee salary. So I used employee.sal. Employee is a table alias. .sal is a field name. Employee underscore salary is column alias. Also, I need the manager dot ename, and I need to know the name of the manager. So I use this table alias here for the ename and also for the salary. But I use column alias to be here manager name and also manager salary for these fields. But I have another condition apart from the joining condition here, which is manager.employee number equal employee.manager number. This is the employee salary, يعني employee.sal is greater than manager.sal, يعني the sal of the employee is more than the sal of the manager. To execute this statement, you will see that two employees get salary more than their managers. يعني Jones is a manager of Ford and Scott, his salary is less than 3,000. So their employees, he's managing two employees, Ford and Scott, but they got salary more than their manager, who is John. So it's two records for this query. This table area that I put here, employee name, you'll see that employee name instead of just ename, because if I put ename, it's going to be ename here and ename here. You don't know who is a manager and who is employee. So by putting table column alias, this will show me this is actually employees information, and this is the manager information. That is the purpose of using column alias on top here in your select list. The rest of it is easy. Pretend that the table is 2, make table alias for it, use a joining condition, join the table through a common field. The common field is employee number and manager number. Use table alias in this joining condition, and also look at the extra condition needed. And the extra condition here, they said the salary exceed their manager's salary list. So here the sal of the employee is more than the sal of the manager. So this is a solution of number 6. It gives you these two records here. 2.7 it's a pretty small one. 2.7, it says list the name and job of employees who have the same job as Jones. John is the manager. Okay, they need the names and jobs of employees who are doing the same job as Jones. Yani they are working as managers. These two guys, Clark and Blake. Let me see how we can do this. The question, list the name and job of employee who have the same job as Jones. Okay, select ename and job from emp where job equal, select job from emp where ename equal Jones. Yani, how do you know Jones job? Using a subquery. That's why I said if you did not listen to my video on the subquery, you need to go there and watch it first, because in my video about subqueries, I explain in detail what is a subquery and how you use it and why do you need to use it. So this is a query inside of another query. If you would like to know the Jones job, here is a John job. He's a manager. Okay, but since you don't know this information and you don't need to actually do it separately, you have to use it as subquery. So I need employee name and job of employees who have the same job as Jones. I don't know the job of Jones, but I can select it using this statement. So I use the output of this query, which is manager, as an input for the outer query, which is ename and job from emp. So select ename job from emp where job equal what? Select job from employee where ename equal Jones. So this one will give me these three guys, Jones, Blake, and Clark. They are working as managers, so they are doing the same job as Mr. Jones. Moving on to 2.8. 2.8 here. The statement says find all employees in department number 10 that have a job that is the same as anyone in department number 30. So they need those who are working in department number 10 doing the same job as those guys in department number 30. So also here you have to specify a department, department number 10. but the job, you have to select the job from employee where department number equal 30, and this will give you only these two guys who are doing the same job as anybody in department number 30. Yeah, in department number 30, they have jobs of clerk and manager. And these Miller and Clark, they are working in department number 10, but they're doing these two jobs, which is included in department number 30 as well. And if you look in department number 30, you will see this. Clerk and manager as part of the jobs there. They are part of the jobs. Yani clerk and manager is actually part of the jobs. And the jobs for these two guys, which is Miller and Clark, they have the same job as these guys working in department number 30. All right, this is for query number 27, number 28, number 29 here, which is the name and job and salary of employees who have the same job and salary as Ford. Yani they're doing the same job and they have the same salary as Mr. Ford. Let me see. I have this statement. I made it ready so that my video is not going to be too big. List the name and job and salary of employees who have the same job and salary as Ford. So name, job and sal from M by a job equal. Here I have a nested query. Why? Because first I would say job equal what? Select job from M by a name equal Ford. Okay, but they don't only mention job. They said job and salary. So I have to mention also salary. Salary equal what? Select sal from M by a name equal Ford. Yani the job is the name is Ford, and the salary, the job is the job for Ford, and the salary is the salary for Ford. This you use. What you do here, you use these two subqueries as an input for the previous query. So to know the output of these guys, you will see that these two. This actually one, because Ford is included also as well in the query, but only Scott actually is the one that have the same job who's on a list and have the same salary, which is 3,000, same like Ford. If I would like to exclude Ford from the list, and can I say and ename not equal Ford. So this one will give me only Scott, who is having the same salary and the same job as Mr. Ford. 2.10, 2.10, this one. And I hope I did not skip any one of these questions. So let me look at the question. List the name, job and department of employees who have the same job as Jones, or salary greater than or equal to Ford. Yani these are two different conditions. Here I have prepared this statement. Same question. List the name, job and department of employees who have the same job as Jones. Yani they have the same job as Jones, lakin their salary is more than or equal to Ford's salary. In this statement I used a subquery, but here first in the outer query I have name, job and department from M where job equal. Again, select job from M where name equal Jones. So I have done the first one. Or what? Or salary or sal greater than or equal what? Or do you have to select sal from M where name equal Ford? So this subquery is to select salary from employee via ename equal Ford, and this one is to select the job from ename via ename equal Jones. Okay, so to execute this query, you will get an output that is these guys, 6 guys. This is what you have here in this query. Number 211, this is statement 211, which is in this statement they said in this question, find all the employees in department number 10 that have a job that is the same as anyone in the sales department. Yani what people are doing in the sales department, they are doing different jobs. Yeah, some of them are accountants, some of them are salesmen, managers. So they are looking for employees in the department number 10. So here I join the two tables. Why? Because the job, the department name is not in the employee table. Department name is in the department table. So here I have to use both table joins and subqueries. Why table joins? Table joins because I'm looking for employees and department numbers and jobs, and also department names like sales. So here I put ename job from ME department D table alias, where D dot department equal E dot department D dot department number equal E dot department number. So this is just to join the tables together. But the condition is they said the employees in department number 10. So I have to use D dot department number equal 10. And what? Have the same job as anyone in the sales department. So I have to select the job. Job in here I don't use equal. Why? Because this subquery retains more than one record. Remember that in my previous videos I said if the statement retains more than one record, you cannot use equal. You have to use in. So here if you used equal and try to execute your statement, they will get this message, which is single row subquery retains more than one row. That's why you have to replace this operator equal with in. So let me execute my statement and see the output. The output is only these 3 guys. Who are these 3 guys? Miller, Clark, and King. They are in department number 10. So Miller, Clark, and King, they are working in department 10. And they have jobs same like those working in the sales department. Yani Clark and manager is actually these are in department sales. This statement here, or this question for this statement, find the employees located in Chicago who have the same job as Alan. And they are living in Chicago. They have the same job as Alan's job. Here they said retain the result in employee name order, or use order by, which is not a problem. But now let me first join the tables, because I need the employee names, employee location, salary, and job. So this location is not from employee table. Location is from the department table. That's why I need to join the department table and employee table together by using from department D employee E, where E dot department number equal D dot department number. Again, I use table alias here to join the tables together through a common field, which is department number. But they said located in Chicago, so LOC, which is location, equal Chicago. But there is another condition, which is they said they have the same job as Alan. How do I know the job of Alan? I have to select it through a subquery using this select job from M via ename equal Alan. Do you know what Alan does? I don't know what Alan does, but this statement will give me what Alan does. Let me see. Alan is a salesman. Here it is. So this one will actually give me the return one single statement. That's why you can use equal, and also you can use in. No problem with that at all. Yani in, you can use it in both situation, but equal, if the subquery retain more than one row, you cannot use equal. You have to use in. But again, the location is Chicago, and the job, you have to select job from employee via ename equal Alan, because they said this is these guys living in Chicago, but they are doing the same job as Mr. Allen. So if you look at these guys, Ward and Martin and Turner, these three guys, they are living in the same city as Alan does. So Alan living in Chicago, they are living in Chicago. They are doing the same job as Alan do. Alan is a salesman, also they are salesmen. So this answers the question of 212. 212. 213, I think this is the last question. 213, this one. In this statement says find all the employees that earn more than the average salary of their of employees in their department. Who is earning more than the average salary? So again, there is a subquery here. Select department number, e-name, and salary from M where sal greater than, more than means greater than the average salary. You have to select the average salary from M. So this one, average salary for employee, gives you one record, one value. You use it as an input for the outer query. Okay, so in this statement, we'll show these 6 guys who are getting more than the average salary. Look at this. What is the average salary? Do you know what is the average salary? Here is the average salary. Okay, average salary is 2073. Even if you use round, you will see that it is actually 2073. Okay, remember this number, 2073. Okay, so do this guy earn more than the average salary? Yes, everybody is earning more than 2073. So this answers the question of what? Of employees that earn more than the average salary of employees in their departments. Okay, so this is a solution for this exercise number 2 for joining and subquery. And in the next video, we'll put in 2 days again. Hopefully by Friday, I will put the last video for this part, for this SQL exercise number 3, and I upload it here. And also, I would like you to please check the announcement in the theoretical part. I put announcement for assessment, and also I would like to suggest a live discussion session on Thursday at 2 o'clock. On Thursday at 2 o'clock, I'm gonna put an announcement for you guys. So please check the announcement here. This announcement, I have put the assessment methods, as you could see. So I'm gonna put actually this midterm theoretical, which is cancelled. I'm gonna upload it to your Blackboard so that you can do to replace your midterm exam theory that was cancelled. But please check this announcement every time to know about the new announcement, in which I said I'm gonna actually include an announcement for a live session, which I am intending to have it on Friday at 2 o'clock. Thank you so much.